Hi, I'm Kerry and welcome to On the Land. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Here's what's on today's show.
On today's show, we take a look around Gundaroo, go to the launch of the International Year of Rice, visit an NIDP grant recipient to look at grain aeration, and a story from the horse's mouth about an equine dentist. But first up, our continuing series on the humble peanut.
Equine dentistry is something that's mostly been neglected since the era of cars, but the importance of it is being rediscovered by horse owners across the country. According to vet and equine dental specialist Oliver Liyou, Australia is probably about 5 years behind America and the UK in horses having their teeth done properly and regularly. He's keen to promote how important dentistry is to horse owners and rural vets, conducting workshops and lectures for industry in and around his home base at Grafton in northern New South Wales.
Now the problem that horses get, because their bottom jaw, the bottom row of teeth there, is narrower than the top row of teeth, they get the formation of these sharp enamel points along the outside of their top teeth and on the inside of the bottom teeth. Now those sharp enamel points, when the horse chews, it can cause ulceration, and it's a little bit hard to see on this guy, but he has got very slight ulceration starting right up at the back of his mouth. And what he's got there is very minor, but that would be about the same feeling as your average mouth ulcer that people get.
And what's the message you're trying to get out at the moment?
Well, basically the benefits of having a horse's mouth looked after properly is what I'm really driven to, in that horses, as most people are aware, they're incredibly tolerant animals, and that's why they've, been tolerated by man through the ages, and they're very, they'll cope with a lot, and it's only when you start looking in their mouths and seeing what they're enduring and seeing their responses to the painful conditions, and those responses, if they were to behave like a dog or a cat, they'd probably be trying to kill half of us riding them. So they're very tolerant animals, but and being able to set them up nicely so they're comfortable. Probably the most motivating reasons why people will have their horse's teeth done is because they know that horse is going to behave better, and behave better when they're being ridden.
And how often should people get their horses checked?
That it varies depending on the age of the horse and the diet that they're being fed. As a rough rule, rough guide is every 6 to 12 months. They may need it as frequently every 3 months while they're teething, so in that 2.5 to 4 years of age.
Improved dentistry training for vets over the last 18 months to 2 years has allowed them to do a better job by tending to the overall health of the horse. Having a licensed vet conduct dentistry also means sedation can be used, so the procedure is less painful.
Vets can administer anti-inflammatory pain relief for post-operative, post-dental treatment if necessary, if it is a large tooth needed extracting, or root canal therapy, or even fillings are being done. So we can use antibiotics, we can use x-rays, so much more of a scientific and I guess a more thorough aspect of examination, diagnosing the problem and then treating it.
Horse dentistry involves a few occupational hazards, and for Oliver, desperation led to inspiration in the invention of a mobile equine clinic. It's completely self-contained and means he has a work-safe environment wherever he goes.
Started when I decided I wasn't going to continue wrecking my body using hand tools, and I went to a power float, which the ideal way to use a power float is with the dental halter, and I was always looking for a stable beam or a tree branch to hang the dental halter over, and I thought that my luck was going to run out and I might potentially have a situation where I get into some strife, and I'm really into risk minimisation while working with horses.
And so what sort of a percentage of horses out there aren't being properly treated?
That's a tough question, but every day we see cases who haven't had a good dental job in years and years, and so I'd be guessing that, you know, maybe 60 to 70% of horses aren't getting good regular maintenance, and it's probably higher. That's a conservative estimate.
And how important do you consider it to be?
Extremely. There's no two ways about it. That it's dental problems in horses are just as important. You know, as they say, no foot, no horse, no teeth, no horse. It's purely been a case that the mouth has been out of sight, so out of mind, and that it's just extremely important. It has far-reaching effects on the rest of the body. If they're not chewing properly, they won't gain weight. It predisposes them to getting colic and choke, you know, to disastrous, potentially disastrous conditions that are very serious. And there's, you know, if they get infection in the mouth, that infection can spread to the rest of the body. It can cause all sorts of abnormalities, far-reaching, and it's very serious.